All right, y'all. This next story comes from California. We've seen that California has been going through a lot of mishaps due to bad weather. I mean, global warming is kicking California's ass. I mean, rainstorms back to back to back, causing many homes to be destroyed by mudslides, landslides, flooding. I mean, the place is a mess. They plan on a lot of house structures are being moved way back inland, so a lot of communities are changing. The railroad needs to be moved inland. And a lot of building and reconstruction is going to take place. Who do you think is going to be used to do some of that construction? You let me know. Let me know your thoughts. Let's just run right into this video.
Is still on high alert following the latest wave of severe weather. In Malibu this morning, a massive mudslide shutting down the Pacific Coast Highway during the rush hour commute. Rancho Palos Verdes now declaring a state of emergency. The relentless rain saturating the soil, accelerating the already moving land, causing damage to homes, streets, and water mains.
This land out here has moved up to 7 feet in the past 15 months, 3 to 4 feet in just the last 3 months. And this right here, this is the impact. These massive cracks in the earth, this popular scenic trail getting washed away.
What?
Along the coast, massive homes teetering on the cliffs.
And then I looked up and I was like, wow, that all came tumbling down.
According to the USGS, with sea levels rising, Southern California could lose up to 2/3 of its beaches by 2100. Geologist Mike Phipps says there's no bluff in California spared from this intensifying weather.
What do these storms do to our coasts?
They cause a lot of erosion.
It literally is like a hammer chipping away.
It kind of is. The waves are powerful and they'll mess with the ocean.
Cities already making drastic changes. In San Diego, plans are underway to move the Del Mar train tracks, now considered too close to the coast. And near Santa Barbara, where a collapsing cliff recently forced residents to evacuate their homes at this prime seaside location, several buildings are being rebuilt further from the shore.
Would you buy a home here on the coast?
Probably not. Not necessarily. Just because I don't know where it's going to be 100 years from now.
An unknown future with our changing climate. Liz Kreutz, NBC News, Los Angeles.
Wow. So you see it for yourself. The railroad is going to need to be moved. Houses all throughout the coast is going to be changed. We read an article where almost a whole community is being relocated. All right? It's going to take a lot of construction. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these people is going to want a lot cheaper labor. Reconstruction, a demand for cheap labor. Come on, man. Let's put 2 and 2 together. Where is those cheap labor going to come from? You let me know. Let us know. Where is that cheap labor going to come from? I mean, things that make you say what, man? Things that make you say what? Where is the cheap labor going to come from? They have busloads and busloads of people, migrants being dropped off in San Diego. So guess what? You guessed it.
Were left outside at the Iris Transit Station in San Isidro. They were cold, hungry, and tired as they unloaded their bags from the Customs and Border Protection buses. Felipe is a 19-year-old Colombian asylum seeker who crossed the border with his family. We aren't using his full name.
Me separaron de ellos, ahorita no tengo información de ninguno de ellos y no, hasta el momento no sé nada de ellos.
Because he's technically an adult, Felipe was separated from his parents and younger siblings. He doesn't have a phone and has no way of contacting them.
El que migra le toca cosas pesadas.
Felipe's family fled
What?
Colombia because of gang violence.
Now, this young man, he's separated from his family, doesn't have a phone, doesn't have contact, and doesn't know where they're at. They have a lot of people similar to him that's just being dropped off and settled in San Diego, while many are outbounded to other places like D.C., New York, Chicago. Many are staying in San Diego. where there is currently a high demand for cheap labor. So you know they're definitely going to be hiring these migrants. Let me know your thoughts.
According to the Human Rights Watch, armed groups in Colombia have committed serious abuses against civilians, including kidnappings and forcing children into their gangs. Iris Transit Center doesn't have the infrastructure to welcome migrants. No shelter, no public restrooms, no benches or Wi-Fi. Pedro Rios is an activist with American Friends Service Committee. He was the lone volunteer trying to welcome migrants as the CBP buses dropped them off.
When people were first dropped off by Border Patrol, many people left that way, and I'm not sure I was able to capture everyone and to inform people that, hey, come this way. If you go on that bus, you might get lost. You might not know where you're at.
And that's the main concern, that this vulnerable population wanders into the streets of San Diego without any help. Rio says that most of these migrants don't plan to stay in San Diego. They simply want to reunite with friends and relatives in other parts of the country.
They want to know how to connect with their family members. Some of them have been separated.
Rio says local nonprofits are not getting any support from city, county, state, or federal government.
No government support. Absolutely no government support.
Under normal circumstances, people would have been taken to the Migrant Welcome Center, funded by $6 million from San Diego County. That center, which was known as Central, welcomed more than 81,000 migrants from October to February, but it just closed due to lack of funding.
What? You heard that. One center, yes, one center took in over 80,000 migrants. Over 80,000 migrants. Hear that again.
Welcomed more than 81,000 migrants from October to February, but it just closed due to lack of funding. Now with that center closed, volunteers are scrambling to find other ways to welcome migrants.
We're seeing how it is evolving day to day. I know there's going to be many challenges since we're doing this out of our own dimes. All the NGOs and partners on the ground that are working on this.
That's Paulina Reyes from the Immigrant Defenders Law Center. She says volunteers are transporting migrants from San Isidro to the Old Town Trolley Station.
We think this is a good central location. It has all of the major stops. It has a free shuttle to the airport. It also has better access to other shops, money exchange, and it also has the major stops for buses, Amtrak, Greyhound, Flixbus, things like that, that people need in order to be able to move onward.
Given the lack of support from local governments, nonprofits are asking San Diego to step up.
So we welcome anyone, a community member that wants to step up or wants to be involved in this and help us along the way.
The best way to do so is by reaching out directly to groups like American Friends Service Committee, Immigrant Defenders Law Center, Al Otro Lado, Haitian Bridge Alliance, and the We All We Got San Diego Mutual Aid Group. Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
Wow. Wow. Meanwhile, in San Diego, all along the coast, you have communities being moved, houses along the coast being damaged. Homeowners want to relocate their homes. The railroad needs to be moved. Highway, streets, all over that part of California needs to be fixed and reconstructed. While many migrants are seeking to reunite with their families in other parts of America, you have many thousands of migrants that still settled in San Diego. Do you think eventually these migrants that's going to be seeking employment, will be used for cheap labor to rebuild railroads? I mean, things that make you go what, people? Things that make you go what? If you want to hear that information again, just in case you want to be able to help out the people of San Diego, because the walls are closing in. I mean, you could tell they're cutting state funding. The one migrant shelter that they had, pretty much all the funding has dried up. So if you feel it's within you to want to do something and donate, we're going to run that information back again. So tap in and pay attention.
best way to do so is by reaching out directly to groups like American Friends Service Committee, Immigrant Defenders Law Center, Al Otro Lado, Haitian Bridge Alliance, and the We All We Got San Diego Mutual Aid Group. Gustavo Solis, KPBS News.
You got it there. So, again, let me know what your thoughts. Do you think migrants will be used for cheap labor? I mean, we have places in like Arizona that's calling for felonies if you even dare hire a migrant. And right now, California, that part, San Diego, is calling for extreme help to help rebuild their community after the tragic weather that they've been experiencing over the last couple of weeks. Let us know your thoughts. And again, we will be covering the debates. Put on your notification bell. Turn on your notification bell so you can be notified.